The scariest thing about all the young people in our country that are becoming victims of online anti-Semitic brainwashing coming from our mainstream press and social media platforms is that they don't know that they're being brainwashed. There's some really alarming news out in this Harvard-Harris poll just out today. It says that nearly half of United States Gen Z members support Hamas over Israel. They support the terrorist organization Hamas, which is sworn to Israel's destruction and believes they have a religious duty as Islamist supremacists to murder Jews that they believe is rooted in Islamic scripture. Nearly half of Gen Z members support Hamas over Israel, according to this poll. Alarmingly, 40% of millennials in the United States feel the same way. And most of these groups oppose the current peace plan that is on the table being negotiated in Egypt that would end the war, remove Hamas from power, free the Israeli hostages, and presumably give the Palestinian people, who these Gen Z and millennial members care so much about, a path to peace and freedom and a way to live alongside the Israelis at long last in peace. These young people, unfortunately, have been brainwashed by the propaganda online that started out with campaigns by Russia, China, Qatar, Iran to divide Americans and fuel anti-Semitism. And that propaganda is then laundered by our media and our international organizations. And our media and social platforms feed us a narrative that makes it seem like there really is a genocide when there isn't. That makes it seem like Israel, it really is the ultimate global villain, when in fact they are the good guy in this conflict. Fighting for Western values, fighting against genocidal terrorism and anti-Western ideology that seeks to topple the West, a la 9/11, when nearly 3,000 Americans were killed by airliners hijacked by Islamic terrorists. Those Al-Qaeda members shared the same fundraising networks, the same propaganda networks, the same poisonous ideology that Hamas holds. And yet we see Gen Z siding with Hamas over Israel. It's really sickening to see our young people being brainwashed so that they oppose peace. And a huge number actually oppose releasing the Israeli hostages who are being held underground in terror tunnels by Hamas in Gaza. A huge number of them oppose that, according to this survey. So what we're seeing is brainwashing of our young people, and it's really scary. We've seen it before, generally under totalitarian regimes. Now we're seeing totalitarian regimes like China, Russia, Iran, and Qatar. Some of those are aspiring totalitarian regimes. Use ideological propaganda to poison the minds of our young people and divide Americans. And they're having great success, according to this poll. So we really need to stand up against this poisonous ideology and speak to these young people and talk to them. And it's really hard because they don't know that they're brainwashed. That's a challenge we have to take on as Americans who believe in right from wrong, who believe in life rather than the cult of death that is Hamas and their ilk.